Hi, my name is Tammy Zvolena, and I'm the Communications Director at The Well. And welcome back to another series video of our virtual voices. Tonight I have Rich Wirt from The Well, who heads up the Simpson Shelter Ministry. Hi, Rich. How are you?
Good. How are you, Tammy?
Doing pretty well. Doing pretty well. Can you give us an overview on what the Simpson Shelter is at The Well?
Sure. So the well has been serving at Simpson for over 35 years. I'm not sure the exact number of years, but I know it's over 35. And Simpson Shelter is an overnight shelter for single men and women that are experiencing homelessness.
Okay, cool. What has The Well done for the Simpson Shelter in the past?
We've done quite a bit. So back in 2010, we put in an air conditioning system for the ladies portion of the shelter. That was not air conditioned. We helped purchase a stove there years ago, and we have been part of the meal serving group for, like I said, over 35 years. We serve a meal there once a month, and it's the second Monday of the month usually.
Wow, that's amazing. 35 years we've been doing this. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
it's all. Oh, sorry.
No,
It's
that's okay.
almost as long as they've been having meals there.
Oh, wow.
So the well,
So this last year must have been kind of put a big wrench in everything that we do at the well. What has the well been doing for the Simpson Shelter in the past year? How has the pandemic affected what we've been able to do?
well, so when the pandemic broke, the shelter was scrambling. The last time we at the well served there was March 9th, 2020. Shortly after that, the shelter in place order went into effect, and they stopped all meal serving groups at that time. They had to secure meals for the shelter guests and also make the shelter safe for the staff as well as the guests there. So it was quite a big task.
Wow. Has we as in the well been able to do anything for them? Whether we've had donations that you've had um, from previous fundraisers that we do, that we've been able to at least help in that way over the past year?
Yes. So we used some of the money raised at Chili Fest last year, and we sent that to help offset the cost of the evening meals since we obviously could not serve there. And we've had people that have donated items such as socks, underwear, that type of thing, which has been very helpful because those are much needed, not much needed items, especially in the wintertime. Yeah, it's been a very big challenge, and they put a lot of programs into place in a very short period of time. They were able to secure the shelter, secure meals for the guests there, and they had to make it safe, like I said before, for the staff as well. I mean, they leave and they have families that they had to go home to.
Right, right. Yeah, well, speaking of Chili Fest,
Yes,
I know that's probably something on everyone's minds about. We were able to have it in 2020, which was really great. And then I think about a week later, everything shut down. So we got it in just before the
we did.
pandemic hit. So how is that going to be different this year? How can we make things happen for Simpson Shelter when we are unable to actually have our annual Chili Fest?
So obviously we can't have the Chili Fest, but in the spirit of Chili Fest, what we're planning is we're going to do a drive-through donation for items that are needed at the shelter, and that list will be coming out on the Well newsletter. And just an example of some of the items will be obviously, like I said before, men and women's T-shirts, underwears, bedding sheets, that type of thing, towels. But we will secure a list that will come out so people will know exactly what the items are needed, but we're grateful for any and all donations. So, and the drive through is going to be on March, let me just double check here, March 7th. And we're planning the time of 12 noon to 2 p.m. And so we're going to have trucks there, and you'll be able to just drive up, drop your items off, and be on your way. And that'll be the spirit of the Chili Fest this year. Hopefully next year, which I'm sure we will be, we'll be back celebrating chili and the auction and all that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I need to get back in there with my chili and try to win that trophy again.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. You're a previous winner, exactly. And
Right.
one thing I forgot to mention that I'd like to talk about the shelter is So they were able to secure funding through the Federal CARES Act. And with that, that basically funded the meals, a lot of the cost of the meals. And the big thing with that was they were able to keep they're able to keep the shelter open for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's just been a huge blessing, especially with, the weather we've been having here lately. So
Oh my
that's,
gosh.
normally
Mhm.
they would have to leave at, I think, like 7 a.m. and they would let them back in the shelter around 4:30. So they would have that space during the day to stay there.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Well, that's really great to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, especially since, we've had such quite the weather lately, that they have had a place to stay. Very
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you, Rich, for being with me on this Virtual Voices. And I look forward to
Yes.
helping out the Chili Fest coming up.
Yeah. My pleasure.